Hello, good morning, guys. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, team.
Morning, sir.
Good morning, guys. Okay, everybody, it's 6:01. Let's get started with our morning. Okay, first of all, let's take some deep breaths and then step by step, we'll be moving on with the things. Okay, so keep your spine gently erect. Inhale from your nose, exhale from your mouth, slow and steady. Okay, chalo, breathe in, breathe out, inhale and exhale. And inhale, exhale, breathe in, breathe out. Okay, inhale and exhale. Rub your palms against each other. Slowly show your face. So let's perform couple of minutes of Anulom Vilom. So feel that the air is going to your brain and freshening it up. Okay, so keep your spine erect. And chill on 3, 2, 1. Let's go with Anulom Vilom. Okay, keep your hands down. Take a few deep breaths and exhale. Okay, let's do a quick body activation. So with few stretches. So stretch your neck up and down, slow and steady. Side to side. Rotate your neck. Reverse. Okay, shake up your hands. Rotate your wrist. Sidewards. Upwards. Stretch your arms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, next. Change, stretch your sides. Okay, rotate your shoulders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Reverse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Next. Change. Take a deep breath and exhale. And breathe out. And breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Rub your palms against each other. Roll it over your face. And just feel the calmness of the morning. Okay, everyone. So actually every Monday, we do a session where we plan okay, what are the important things needs to be done as part of this week. Okay, so it's basically a weekly planning session. So today also we will be getting started with that. Okay, first of all, generally I prefer since past 5 years 7 years I have been using OneNote. Okay, so OneNote by Microsoft in order to do this day-to-day tracking. So it provides some sections, pages, blah blah blah. Okay, so guys, if possible I would recommend you also to use the same. Otherwise, if something else, that is also fine. Okay, so but in OneNote basically there are multiple sections. A second, let me, I'll share my screen quickly, show it to you. But choose an online tool right now where we are going to do this activity. Here I am. I'll share my screen, show it to you guys quickly. Okay, maybe something like this. A bit easy for tracking, guys. Okay, so let's start. I'm just sharing my screen. Fine. So generally I use this OneNote, and if possible you can also use it, or any other software is also fine. Okay, so it provides these things are called as sections, and these things are called as pages. So just trying to be doing any kind of grouping. Again, you can do whatever you feel more comfortable with, but generally, so I use even for my office purpose, for many other tracking, also project tracking purpose, for everything basically I use the same tool. Now the thing is, since we every week we are going to do a weekly planning, you can simply create whatever your section, and in that I create here some page where we do weekly planning. Next, whatever we are going to do goal setting activities, so for that there is another page. Next, gratitude that we are doing on a daily basis, we do another page. Okay, and then on a day-to-day basis, whatever actions we are tracking. Okay, so that also I keep putting it as a history here. So let's say today is 28th of November, right? So I'll just create another page and name it, let's say 28th of November. So by that way, our day-to-day tracking is also going to happen. Okay, so every single day, and I've been doing this from like from my office long time, you guys. Okay, again 5 years, 7 years plus onwards. So on a daily basis, whatever we do, so I create a page separately for every of the activity. And next, whatever weekly plans we do, I put it into this separate section for weekly planning, and goal setting separate page, gratitude list separate page. Okay. So first of all, I would also recommend you, you can get yourself organized, take a tool up like this and start working there. But if you, any other thing is also fine. Okay, but right now guys, go to some place where you can track your weekly actions. If you don't have OneNote set up, it works on a browser version also. If you don't have an account of Microsoft, so maybe you can do it later. So till then, maybe open a Google Docs itself, that might work, or if you have an Excel, that might work. Now, what are we going to do as part of this weekly session? Okay, so first important thing, we will not be straight away going to goals. Okay, so every time, for the previous batch members, this I'm talking, okay, we do a goal and then from there we start taking on to other things. Okay, but this time, since for the current batch we did not launch goal very precisely, so we are going to do this weekly plan upon what we were discussing in our evening session. Okay, and that is, देखो, we identified those list of areas where we want to improve. Nothing but we said identify 3 improvement areas. Okay, देखो, if you have not taken action on that, any of you, so that is where everything is related. You have to do things so that you can build further on top of that. So if you have not done it, right now is the time you think about it and fill up something and get started. But a detailed thought process was required for doing that. Okay. So first of all, guys, in the Excel sheet, you have already filled up 3 areas. So maybe from there itself, a Google form. Okay. So you list down your first, whatever areas you have. Okay. List of improvements, whatever is your list of improvements where you want to focus. Okay. Now, the thing is, once you have written it, one by one, we will look at your top maybe 1 or top 2. If your one item itself is very big, you need to get into details. So we will pick only one, but if you feel it is small enough item, then maybe you can go to one more as well. So maybe you can pick maximum your top 2. Okay. And now you just need to ask a question. Let's say your first improvement area is, I want to improve in coding. Let's say your second improvement area is, I want to become good in my communication. And then could be other things also. Okay. Now, like this, you have written 3 primary points. Now, what is required is you take this item, whatever is the first item, and simply ask this question is, how do I improve in this? How do I think what, how are you going to get it? Okay. So we simply ask this question and figure out whatever ideas your brain can give you. Okay. So write down ideas. What ideas comes? So don't think much. Anything that strikes your mind, hey, I might have to do this, I might have to do that. So a detailed way get into the ideas. Okay. So write down n number of ideas. How can you actually improve in your coding? Consider your current circumstances. So I'm just giving this as an example. But write down ideas. Try to find as maximum as you can, maybe around 10 ideas, 15 ideas. Thoda sa dig down more about it. Okay. Once you're done with that, similarly pick the second quality and just simply ask a question. Guys, your brain can give you nice, innovative things, out of the box things, if you just really think about it. Okay. So how do I improve in communication? That's it. So our steps will be, first, we will take our points which we want to do. We are trying to spend proper quality time on these items this week. Otherwise, if you just know your weaknesses and if you don't do anything about it, it will always remain a problem, right? So firstly, let's list down the ideas. Let's list down the problems. Next, come up with ideas on how do you want to solve it. And then we will define out of these ideas, which ideas we really want to implement this coming week. Okay, and thoda sa usko structureize करें. And that is where it becomes a weekly planning. So every week you need to identify what are the important things which you need to do, and you get started with that. Okay? So chalo, everybody. So guys, first of all, do this page setup, everyone. Okay, do this page setup. Create a weekly planning page somewhere. Create a weekly planning page somewhere. Put today's date there, 28th November. Everyone, whatever you're comfortable or even as a temporary you can do somewhere, that is fine. Weekly planning, just put down today's date there. And as a first section, write down list of improvements. I'll share that Google form again if you don't have tracked it in your local machine. Okay, a second. I'm sharing that Google form again so you guys can get access of that and you will be able to view. Just click on the edit earlier and you will be able to view your things. Here we go. Okay. In this link, if you have submitted earlier improvements, you can find it here. Because that's what, guys, we just keep knowing our improvement areas, we plan, strategize, and actually improve in that. That is how we become better. So chalo, I'm also starting with my areas. Okay, again, speaking about productivity, guys, it's like you have to spend all your time, energy, efforts on the things which are really important, and that is where it has to be planned on a weekly basis. Okay, what are the important things you want to focus upon this week? And one area which we are picking for that is your improvement areas, so you should definitely spend some time in this area. Okay, yes, apart from this, other thing will also be there. We'll slowly come to that aspect. So chalo everyone, set up a page right there. Today's date, which is 28th of November. Next, write down your things which you want to improve. And guys, everyone from any industry, from anywhere, will have definitely something to improve. Improvement areas, I'm just mentioning that. And then write down your top 3 improvement, which you have already written earlier in the Google form. So I gave you that link as well. If you have not done it, figure out right now. But self-awareness is very important. Top 3 areas of improvement. Okay, just guys, you have already written it there, so you can just copy it and paste it in your weekly planning, those 3 items. And if you're done with writing it there, just confirm in chat team. Just your improvements, okay? So just your improvements from there to here. Okay, Dhanraj is saying done. So guys, just few basic things. You need to arrange your OneNote or Google Docs or anything, some editor, arrange it. Mention today's date. You can put up a weekly planning as a page there or a new document only for this activity. Next, in that, mention today's date, 25th or 28th, and then write down your improvement areas here. Okay. Dhanraj is done, Shinu is done, Pooja is done. Everyone, throw a few quick dones in the chat so we can move forward. Shruti is done. Sujata done. Nigar done. Divesh done. Okay, guys, chalo, let's move to the next piece. Guys, take actions in parallel, don't just listen. Okay, Krishna is there. Now, next, guys, just simple thing, we already discussed this. Pick the first item and simply ask, how do you really do this? Okay, and let your brain think from out of the box. At least try to find minimum 10 ways. Ki how can you do this? Let's think about it. Right now, naturally, only one item might come, ki, hey, I'll do this, or this kind of a course, or I'll talk to this person. So squeeze your ideas out of you. Okay, chalo. So just take the first one, create a separate side heading there, there itself, wherever you're tracking, and say how to, yeah, and then paste that. Put your problem statement improvement area and just think how to do that. And now keep writing ideas, whatever strikes to your mind. What can be done for you to accomplish that? Abhi sochna shuru karo guys. Try to find out at least 10. And don't try to process any thought right now. Whatever comes to mind, just write it down. It might be irrelevant as well, but if it is coming to your brain, write it down. Because there could be some opportunity in anything which is striking your mind. Don't discard any idea. Okay, think about ideas, guys, whatever. Okay, it could be you need more preparation, so you need to do some training for that, or it could be you have to talk to n number of people in order to do this work. Okay, it could be like somebody else can guide you on these items, so you would have to discuss things with your college or your friends or your family. It could be anything like that, or it could be you have to first explore maybe some blogs, read articles, check it in newspaper, like what people are doing about this thing. Or it could be as simple as just googling and trying to find out what how you can do this better. Okay, and whatever comes in your mind, okay, you can do to improve, write it down, everything. But try to really think strongly. How do you do this? How do you improve in this? Keep looking at your statement and then trying to figure out. And guys, if you think you're done with the first one, you got some decent ideas, you can pick up the second improvement also. Basically, you need to ask a question this week, which of these you want to really work. And if you're feeling only the first one you want to work, so only stick with that. If you're feeling it is small enough, I even want to work on my second improvement, then for the second also write down your ideas. Okay, how do you want to improve? Okay, so it completely depends upon what your areas are. Okay. Okay, and can you just write down in chat how many ideas you got so far? I think, but how many ways are you able to connect key what needs to be done? Just write down that number here. Okay, Dhanraj is 9, 6 for Sandhya. Let's take few more minutes, guys. Okay, so 6:35 तक करें. Achal 7, 6, 6. ठीक है, take some more time, guys. Continue writing. Guys, this is one of a technique which was shared in success program by Earl Nightingale. Okay, he simply said ki our brains are creative. We can come up with ideas. Ideas are generated inside. You can look at the world around you and then come up with your ways of doing something. So what he said is, on a daily basis, he is saying, on a daily basis, whatever challenge you are facing in your life. So this technique doesn't just apply for what we are doing right now, but any problem that you are facing in your life. In the morning, wake up, write down ideas on how you can solve that, how you can get better in that. Okay, and that's it. You just keep writing this thing on a daily by daily basis, and automatically good ideas will start coming and you'll start getting more value out of these systems. Okay, so that's it. You just take those ideas, implement it into your life. So at least we are doing this every week by week basis, but you can apply that on a daily basis as well. It depends. And many people say our mind is primarily to think ideas. Okay, and one of the problem which many people do is whenever you're struggling with problem or there is confusion or whatever going in your life, you let it run in your mind itself. One simple way to solve your problems is you write it down and look at your problem from outside, and then your brain will get you ideas on how do you solve these problems. So anytime, guys, if you're feeling too much occupied and your brain is going crazy, what to do, what not to do, take a nice notepad and all, write down your problem there. Think about solutions. Matlab, strategize your problem solving, guys. Okay. Don't let the problems become so big, because it is possible. Do the right steps and it will be able to solve properly. Okay, guys. So chalo, let's take a few more minutes, and whatever ideas come to you for growing in this area, let's do that. One more minute, guys. It's okay, whatever number you got, that's fine. Today is the first time we keep repeating, your brain will become nicely processing all this information. Everybody do it, guys, okay? Don't just sit if anybody is doing that. So please take actions. And I would highly recommend, guys, don't sit on your bed and just sofas and just listen from mobile. Okay, that will not bring any change. Okay, literally I would say go wash your face up, sit erect, go to some place and just sit in a proper attention manner and do these things. Okay, it's 6:35. Fine. Now the next thing, guys, okay, we need to understand one rule here. It's called as Pareto principle. Some of you might already know it, some might be new to this. Let me quickly summarize it as simple terms as possible. This is a proven rule which is there since now many decades, okay, maybe over a century as well. Okay, so there was some guy Pareto in the past. He came up with this rule called as 80-20 rule. Okay, 80-20 rule, where he says ki 80% of your results in life comes from 20% of the things which you do. For example, right now you have written, okay, I want to improve in this area, and then you have written so many ideas there. Okay, but what this rule says is you will be able to improve in that, but actual value will come only from 20% of these ideas. Okay, and the remaining whatever the ideas are there, even if you try to work on that, it will take more of your time, it will be time consuming, hectic, it will drain your energy, but results it will give you less. Okay, so 80% outcome comes from 20% of the things that you work around, and this applies in multiple industries of for different nature. Okay, so for us, so right now the thing is, all the ideas which you have written, okay, different ideas will give you different level of returns here. So if you implement like this, life will be, so you have to identify out of all these ideas which are your high power pack ideas. We need to narrow down to that 20% of the idea. Ki bhai, which are those ideas, if you implement it straight away, faster results will come out of your life. And this is very important because we all have 7 days only this week. We have 24 hours only. You cannot spend your energy and time on things which will just drag and take a lot of time. So we are trying to identify the top 20% of these ideas which will give us maximum improvement in our life. Okay? So chalo, let's look back here. So your fast results coming based upon only 20% of these ideas. So whatever you have written, try to identify the top 20% of this. It could be top 2 ideas or 3 ideas maximum. Okay, now list that down, put it into bold color and move it up the priority. Thoda do some arrangement, split this full idea section into two. The top priority items, take it separately, and just simply ask this question: okay, if I implement this, I will get faster output towards this improvement, and identify the top 2 or top 3. Since many people have done 10 average points, so that's where top 2 works out. But identify top 2 or top 3, just move it up. Rest everything you can simply move it down the priority. So Pareto will help you to focus on things which really matter. Otherwise, people are taking a lot of actions, they are doing a lot, but if you spend time on non-important things, non-progressive things, you will end up exhausted. So chalo, let's identify the top 2 ideas or top 3 ideas which will give you maximum improvement here. Okay, so I'm done with my top items. Just do top 2 or top 3 maximum if you have done those many ideas. And guys, this Pareto principle applies for anything. So next time onwards, every time you plan taking actions on something, you need to narrow down ki bhai, what are the most value add ideas or actions. Okay, don't just crazily take actions on every single thing that doesn't work out. You will end up exhausted. Similarly, if you're doing your project work, there also you need to ask the same. So okay, I have all these requirements, but which 20% of my requirement, if I implement first, your life is going to be good. Like estimation wise, you will be meeting your deadlines. Which are the core box which you need to finish first? This applies for anything. Okay, so just simply ask this question every time for every activity: what is the core, what's the heart of this problem? And first you should solve that, the most challenging, the most interesting, the most uncertain area. Okay, apply this Pareto principle at every stage of your life. You will start utilizing your time efforts in a proper manner. Okay. Okay, fine. So right now we have ideas. Okay. So we have ideas, we have a top priority, we know these things. Okay. Now the thing is, guys, we need to see, we have 1 week. Now come up with a plan. Okay, how do you, when do you want to implement these things? देखो, इसमें it could be like for implementing this idea, you would have to do further breakdown maybe or of smaller actions. But don't worry about it right now. First step is come up with now a plan. In this entire week, if you want to do these things daily, reserve some time when you are going to do that. Okay, and it has to be a daily, guys, because weekly means your progress will be really slow, and maybe you might even lose your motivation by next weekend to work on these areas. Okay, so try to see daily, and we are already saying technical skill, book reading, it has to become a daily habit. So now come up with a plan ki when you are going to work on these ideas. Fix up some slot. Okay, planning on when to work on these top ideas. Okay, you can become clear, guys. Okay, daily from what time to what time. Thoda sa reserve some slots also, so now you know basically what you do full day, what is your time availability. But once you lock it, so this becomes a priority. You cannot allow other work to overflow in this section. So now think about it, and is one of the reason why successful people are successful is they control their time properly. So like this, if you lock it here by daily, let's say a morning 8 to 9, I will work on this item. Or let's say evening 7 to 8, I will work on this item. Once you lock this time, no other thing of your life should overflow in this time. So they plan the rest of the work in a manner that this time is reserved. Okay. So now it's up to you, but stay strong with your commitments. Don't keep it flexible, because if you miss it one day, it will next day also the same drama will happen, and that's where you will not be able to continue. So, so get precise ki what time of the day you will be working on this. Write it very precisely. Okay, if you think a daily 30 minutes and weekend may you get more time over weekends, maybe you can reserve 4 hours extra. Even if you put 4 hours, you still have a lot of time. Okay, so you can just come up with that plan also, daily versus plus weekly plan. Okay, and try to write it to the precision of time. Okay, when do you want to do it? Even on the week, when do you want to do it? On a daily basis also, when do you want to do it? Okay, guys, this is again coming from Harvard study. What they did is they studied 100 around people, and they just gave them this question. Okay, do you want to do something? And then they were trying to study how people think. Okay, so so they experimented with one group. They said ki you take your problem, you think to the level of time setting. Okay, this I will implement next week on so and so day at so and so time, versus those who are just specifying ki, okay, I will do it next week. Okay, so those who think very concrete, okay, when do you want to do it, at what time do you want to do it, it was observed after the study that majority of them were able to successfully do that task. And those guys who were just talking in the air, can I'll do it next week, majority of them did not even try doing it. Okay, so take the benefit of what already is available, research in the world. Okay, So your chances of really doing this will grow high if you plan it very concretely. Okay, this idea I want to implement daily at this time. So precisely, and then over weekend I will reserve 4 hours for it. Saturday 2 hours, so and so on slot. Sunday 2 hours, so and so slot. So think about it. And guys, every single day we will do a quick review. Okay, did we do this act accordingly? So if you don't do it tomorrow, you get another chance to fix it. So maybe change your timing, change your plan, but you will keep improving. Okay, as a human being, you will grow in a lot of areas. We are not perfect. Right now, you might make wrong decisions, but when you think about it daily, you will know that it's a wrong decision and what you need to change about it. So it's always progress over perfection. Take a chance, start taking actions, and then keep improving in that. Chalo. And if you have done to the time planning also, just confirm. Just put it in chat as done if you have done the time plan also. Okay, Dhanraj is done, Shruti is done, Nigar is done. Okay, done that. Fine. So guys, as part of this today's exercise, we just did some step by step, some thought process about working on your improvement areas. Okay, like this, you need to focus. Abhi, we have still 10 minutes. Okay, just ask yourself a question. So this improvement area is one aspect of your this week. Just ask yourself a question: ki, what more other important items you have this week, and just try to write that down separately. Okay, let's not try to very much structurize that, but just mention it today. Ki what more other areas are important for you to work this week. Okay, chalo, write it down. Now it depends, guys. It depends upon what you're moving towards. Think about your work perspective, think about your personal life perspective, other important things which you want to do this week. Okay, socho. If it is about your work, mention that कि कौन सा काम करना पड़ेगा this week. If you're a job seeker, mention that कि what you need to train this week and apply maybe. Okay, so just think about it. Write down a separate section maybe in wherever your weekly planning, other important items for this week. And just write down whatever comes to your mind, whatever you feel is needs to be done this week. Put it on the paper. Think about your project, think about your personal life, think about anything else. Okay, and it need not be many things, guys. It depends completely on what's going on in your life. So it could be 2 items, 3 items. It completely depends. Okay, so I'm able to find it. So I got my list. Take some time out, think about. Okay, there is this one thing I would like to share with you guys. Ki, we all have the same time right now. So daily 24 hours, weekly 7 days. Some of you will be able to dedicate more time, more hours for working in this area. Some might be not able to give it. So your success in life will completely is directly proportional to the time you spend in accomplishing that. If you're too much occupied, you're not able to work on your own improvements, so your growth will happen slowly. If there is somebody else who has more time and can put efforts in this improvement, that person will grow more faster. So that is where, so don't feel bad about it, carry others are able to do it, I am not able to do it. It completely depends on person to person, circumstances to circumstances. Some will become very great and some will not be able to do it because of time priority. And let's say some might say weekend may be time nahi hai, so it's like the more it's just directly proportional. Okay, so if you put efforts on this time, you will get results. If daily you say only 30 minutes, but there is somebody else who is putting 2 hours of effort, know that that person will grow more faster. So it is up to you. So there is no competition, you're not trying to compete. And maybe based upon your life, 30 minutes is the best that you can do, and which is also fine. Okay, which is completely fine. So don't compare yourself with anybody. You are in your own journey of time and life, so just focus on yourself and know it. Be aware, since you're putting less efforts, it will be slow improvement for you. So unhappiness should not come because you're not putting effort, so results are not coming. It will take more time for you. Okay, so that's what it is. Or maybe you can say weekend may I'll work then maybe 6 hours, not 4 hours. By that way you can compensate. So guys, your plans will define how faster you will accomplish this. And you're not in competition with anybody else because everybody's life priorities are different. Okay, so be clear. And another thing, don't try to overdo things. Many people gets frustrated because they don't have this clarity and they are like, oh, so much needs to be done. It's never so much. Okay, it will always be like maybe 1,000 more items to be done. You need to think it in a manner, you have 7 days, you have 24 hours. What is the best usage of this time? That's the only question which you need to think about. Okay, you might have 1,000 items to be done, but don't even worry about it. You should focus, you have this much time, 24 hours, 7 days. How much you can get accomplished as part of this. And if you are able to do this properly, you should be satisfied with your life. फिर भाड़ में गया future. Whatever happens in future, that is different. Use this current time properly. That's it. If you are able to do that, you should have a peaceful sleep. Yeah, I did my best today. It doesn't matter whether results are coming or not, guys. If you engage with your time the best that you can, just be happy with life. Because if you keep repeating this long enough, results will automatically come. And next week again you get chance to reprioritize, identify the most important things, and again spend your time there. So don't worry, guys, goals will become possible, your results will come, but just engage properly with your today and this week. Let the future figure out by itself. Okay, and if you feel during the week you want to work on some more ideas, you can just keep adding that. That's not a problem. But be satisfied with if you're putting full efforts on a daily basis, results will take care of itself. Okay, okay. So guys, we are done with this. It's 6:56. I'll share the attendance. You have your problems in front of you, you have ideas by which you can solve this problem, and you have even come up with a plan of daily and weekly when are you going to implement. Plus, you have even written down these other focus areas which you want to finish. Okay. Now, you need to do a daily plan where you just see how much of this item you can spend time today. Okay, that's it, and just get started. So fine, we will just mark the attendance closer, and before you get started for the day, just maybe you look through this and define what do you want to really do today, and then take it forward. Okay, fine. Let me give you the attendance. And guys, do the daily activity tracking. Okay, do daily activity tracking, because your habits are the core foundation of what will you become. If your habits are not proper, you will waste a lot of your time. Okay, pasting it in this chat. Okay, Ram Durge has shared a very detailed chapter thing here. Okay, morning routine attendance link. Morning routine attendance. Okay, everybody, chalo, let's close it. And yeah, Monday generally, sometimes we spend time doing it, sometimes we don't. So you plan it out separately, guys. If you are really consistent in a long run, one day a year and there will not matter much for you. Okay, and you can just replan things, and tomorrow onwards again 6 to 7 we will start taking all our regular actions. Okay, so consistency is very powerful, guys. It allows for a few days here and there, but in a long run you should be on track, on target to what you want to accomplish. So let's mark it. I'll see who all are done with the attendance. '28th today. Okay, so Shruti is done, Sanketir is done, Priyanka done, Shenu done, Dibesh done, Durgesh done, Dhanraj done, Nigar, Sujata, Gajendra, Amulya, Krishna, Ram, Sandhya. Okay, guys, so far these many people have done. If anybody is pending, please fill the attendance, because it will help. Okay, Achal also done. So there you go. Simple attendance tracking will make you more responsible. Okay, it will make you more accountable. Okay, so today you did it, you have to come tomorrow also. And I will be sharing this everyday counters as a post on social media as well, so that we keep checking. Okay, so right now is which of your day, like day 2, day 3, start maintaining your counters. Okay, so as part of this, I'll already share you the number, but start tracking it. Okay, how much consistent you are on a regular basis. Fine, team, it's 6:59. Look at your activity sheet and engage with your morning times. Okay, sure. Thank you, everybody.